Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be crocheting these easy baby booties named after my son Parker. I designed these a while back when he was a newborn and have just now gotten around to filming a video tutorial for them. So these are an easy beginner friendly pattern and will fit sizes newborn to 12 months, and we'll talk about sizing here in just a moment. It's just a matter of changing your hook size. So you're going to need some worsted weight yarn and anywhere from a size D hook all the way to a J hook depending on what size you would like. Now please refer to the written pattern below and the instructions at the link in the description box to decide what hook size you'll need. I'm making these for a 8-month-old, so I'm going to be using an H or 5mm hook. So go ahead and get your foundation chain started. So we're going to start with a chain of 10. And now we're going to single crochet in the second stitch from our hook and all the way down the line. If you need any help with any of these basic stitches or basic methods, you can consult my Crochet Beginner series over on my main channel page. And the yarn I'm using for this is Lion Brand Vantage Choice, and this is the color Radiant Lime as well. So again, we've single crocheted in the second and across. We're single crocheting in the next 7, so we should have 8 single crochets. And then in the very last chain, we can see how this is looking. In the very last chain, we're going to make 5 single crochets all in the same stitch. So I already have 1, here is 2, here is 3, 4, and 5, all in the same stitch. And what this is going to do is create a little rounded edge here on the end. So you can see we came all the way down, and then this is creating kind of a half moon or half circle shape. And then we're going to single crochet all the way back up the other side on the other side of the foundation chain. So you can see what that looks like here. On the other side of this foundation chain, we're turning our work, but not in the traditional sense. We're going to single crochet all the way back down the rest of the chain. So what this is doing is we're starting to create the sole of the bootie or the shoe. And we're going to start here by creating kind of a very long oval shape, and then we'll make it a bit bigger and wider to accommodate the baby. Now going back to what I was talking about sizing, obviously the smaller the hook, the tighter the stitches, and the smaller the shoe. So I have more sizing details over on my blog at the link in the description box. So here we've single crocheted all the way back up, so we should have 8 more single crochets back up the other side. And we're going to slip stitch to join. So what we're going to do is we're just going to slip stitch into the first stitch of the round. So at this point now we are working in the round. We've created 1 round. So now we are chaining up 2 to start the second round. Round 2, we're going to half double crochet in the first stitch, work 2 half double crochets in the next stitch, so 2 in the same. And now we're just going to work 1 half double crochet in each of the next 6 stitches. So in the next 6, here is 1 half double crochet, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now we're going to work 2 half double crochets in each of the next 2 stitches. So here in this next one, 2 half double crochets. There's 1 and 2, that's going into the same stitch. Now in the next stitch, again, half double crochet. There's 1, make sure your tail doesn't get caught in there, and 2 in the same stitch once again. Now in the next stitch, just work 1 half double crochet. And 1 half double crochet in the next. Now we're working 2 half double crochets in each of the next 2 stitches. There we go. And then 1 half double crochet in each of the next 6 stitches. So down this other side, the next 6, we can see here that this is creating a bit of a wider spot on what is going to be the toe area of the shoe, or the toe of the sole. So now we're just working 1 half double crochet in each of the next 6 back down the other side of the round. And once we've done 6 in the next stitch, we're going to work 2 half double crochets in the next. So here this is how it should be looking. So 2 half doubles in the next. There's 1 and 2. And then the last stitch is just going to get 1 half double crochet. So we should have come right up here to the last one. There's 1 half double crochet. And now just slip stitch to join in the first stitch of the round, and that will complete round 2. So we can really see the shape of the sole here. Now moving on to round 3, once again we're going to chain up 2. I'm sorry, just chain up 1, and then we're going to single crochet in each of the first 10 stitches. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now next we're going to work 2 single crochets in the next stitch and the following stitch. So 2 single crochets. There's 1 and 2 in the same stitch, and then do that again, 2 in the same. And then next we're going to work 2 half double crochets in each of the next 5 stitches. So working around the toe here, making the toe box a little bit larger. So coming around this curve, 2 half double crochets in each stitch for a total of 5 stitches. So there's the first one done. 2 half double crochets. Second stitch is getting 2 half double crochets. Third stitch gets 2 half doubles. Fourth stitch gets 2 half doubles. And the fifth stitch gets 2 half doubles. Now after this, we are going to work 2 single crochets in each of the next 2 stitches. We can see here how the toe should be looking. Much wider than the heel, obviously, as most shoes are. So 2 single crochets in each of the next 2 stitches. So that's 2 single crochets in the same stitch. There's 1 and 2, and then 2 single crochets in the next. And now we're just going to single crochet all the way back down the rest of the row. So right back up here to the beginning of the round, we're just going to single crochet back up the other side. So just single crochet along. Obviously, you're going to need to make 2 of these shoes, so even once you get to the end of this video and you've made 1, I would just go ahead and rewind to the beginning and start the second one. Don't try to do it off of memory. If you work best by following videos, just go ahead and watch it again. So now we've worked all the way back up the other side and we're ready to slip stitch to join. You will have a seam coming up the heel of this shoe because of all those slip stitches, but we really need those in there so that it's easier to keep track of where we're at. And the seam isn't an ugly seam, so don't worry about that. So now we can see how the sole is starting to look. This is when we're going to start working up the kind of edge of the shoe. So for the next 2 rounds, we're just going to single crochet all the way around, just 1 single crochet in each stitch, but we're going to work in the back loops only. So looking at each stitch, if you've never worked in the back loops, all we're going to do is we're going to chain up 1, and instead of inserting our hook through both loops, like we normally would if we look at the top of the stitch, there's 2 loops there, and this is how we would usually insert our hook. We're not going to do that. We're just going to insert our hook through the back loop, the one furthest from you. So the back loop, and then complete your single crochet as usual. So we're just inserting our hook, pulling up a loop, yarn over, and pull through. And you can see here that's just going through one of those loops of the stitch. Now you're going to do that all the way around, back loop, single crochet in every stitch all the way around the perimeter here. And what that's doing is it's pushing the front loop forward, and it's allowing you to see that front loop all the way around. So what this is going to do is create a little line or ridge to separate the sole of the shoe from the body of the shoe, and it's going to give it a nice professional finished look. So again, we're working round 4 here, just a back loop, single crochet in each stitch around, and it will start to change the shape of your shoe, which is a good thing. It will no longer be a flat piece. So go ahead and work this for all of rounds 4 and 5. 4 and 5 are going to be the same thing, of course, slip stitching to join. before moving on to the next round. Between rounds 4 and 5, and then after round 5, we're still going to slip stitch. And we can see here how this is starting to look as we've worked down this whole side. We can see that line of those front loops being pushed forward. And that's exactly what we want. If you're not getting that line, you're probably not inserting your hook in the right spot. So go back and watch the little part of that video of where I'm showing you to insert your hook, just in the back loop only. So go ahead and finish that up, work rounds 4 and 5 all the way around, and I'll catch up with you. So here we are after round 5. We can see here that we have a bit of a different shape. Things are starting to scoop upward, and we're starting to work up the sides of the shoe. And we can see here the 2 rows of little ridges from those back loop single crochets. Now moving on to round 6, we're just going to chain up 1, and we're going to single crochet in each stitch around for rows 6 and 7. And with this, we're working in both loops, not just the back loop, working through both loops for a regular single crochet. So go ahead and single crochet all the way around for round 6, slip stitch to join, chain up 1, and then repeat for round 7. Just simple single crochet. This is going to build up the sides of the shoe and give you the height that you want. So just go ahead and finish up through round 7. Here we are after we finished round 7, 2 rows of single crochets. Now it should look like a very shallow little bowl kind of shape, working up the sides of the shoe. We see our little seam here coming up the heel, and we're going to chain up 1, and we're going to get ready for round 8. Now in round 8, we're going to single crochet in the first 12 stitches. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Now next we're going to do a single crochet decrease. So we can see how this is looking. So single crochet decrease is insert your hook into the first stitch, pull up a loop, insert in the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through all 3. That is a decrease. And we can see here how that looks. It's going to draw things together and kind of gather things up by reducing the number of stitches that we have. So single crochet decrease, and then we're going to regular single crochet in the next 2 stitches. We're going to repeat that sequence 4 times, so 4 more times. Or I'm sorry, a total of 4 times. So here we are decreasing again. This is the second time we've gone through the sequence. So decrease and then 2 single crochets. 1 and 2. Third time repeating the sequence, decrease. And single crochet in the next 2. 1 and 2. Now the last time repeating the sequence, we're going to decrease. We can see here how this is kind of tightening things up and bringing things in a little bit here around the toe box area. 4th time, we're going to decrease. And then single crochet in the next 2. Now after we've single crocheted the next 2, we're just going to single crochet around the rest of the shoe until we get back to our starting point. So single crochet the rest of the way around. And then once we get there, we're going to slip stitch as always and chain 1. These next few rounds do have quite a few decreases around that toe area, so I'm just going to go ahead and take the time. This video will be a little bit longer, but that's okay because I want to go through each of these rows with you and make sure that everything is really clear about how to shape up this shoe. So now we're going to be bringing in the area around the toe to create that nice rounded toe that we have on these baby booties. So go ahead and chain up 1 and we're ready for round 9. To begin round 9 here, we're going to single crochet in each of the first 14 stitches. So single crochet along for 14. After you've worked up all 14, we're going to start with our decrease sequence once again, a different sequence this time from round 8 to round 9. So make sure that you have 14 single crochets, and then to start the decrease, we're just going to work a single crochet decrease, and then we're going to single crochet in the next. We're going to repeat that, single crochet decrease. So we have one decrease and one single crochet. We're going to repeat decrease and single crochet. One more time, decrease and single crochet, and then we're just going to keep single crocheting all the way back to the other side. We can see here how the shape is coming in and kind of tightening up here, almost creating a little ballet flat or Mary Jane kind of look. Honestly, you could probably stop after about round 10 and just add a little strap, and you'd have some cute little Mary Janes for a little girl or boy if you like Mary Janes for boys, little sandals. So after we've single crocheted all the way back up this other side for round 9, we're going to slip stitch to join and chain 1. We have a few more rounds with these decreases around the toe, and then we will have just the last kind of portion here. So you're over halfway, you're getting there. For round 11, single crochet in the first 10, or I'm sorry, round 10. We're on round 10, single crochet in the first 10 stitches. If you need to place stitch markers around where the decreases start and end around that toe area to visualize, to make sure that your decreases are staying centered on the toe, go ahead and do that if it helps you visualize things. So now to decrease, we're just going to work 6 decreases along the toe. So after you single crochet 10, work 6 decreases right in a row. So that's 12 stitches you're working, 6 total decreases. So no regular single crochets here, just all decreases right on across. Make sure your tension is a little bit tight just so that there's not much gapping here in these decreases. I know with lots of decreases next to each other, it can kind of create a little bit of gapping and pulling, but now this is really pulling things together. And just single crochet the rest of the way around until we're ready to slip stitch to join and chain 1. So go ahead and keep single crocheting. If you've gotten this far, you can do the rest of the shoe. Very, very simple. We're about halfway. There's 20 rounds in this shoe, and we're just finishing round 10. Chain up 1 for round 11. Single crochet in the next 10. So we're single crocheting along to the same spot that we started working those decreases on the round below. So after we work 10 single crochets, we're going to work 3 single crochet decreases. So right in a row, once again, sort of like round 10, we're going to work some decreases back to back. So after we have the first 10 single crochets, we're ready to decrease. So here's the first decrease of 3, second decrease, and third decrease. Now single crochet back around the other side. We can really start to see the shape now, really pulling together and looking a lot more like a shoe. It kind of goes from looking like a weird oblong bowl to looking like a shoe in just a matter of a couple of rounds. It's really, really fun to see this shape come together. It's very quick gratification. We're about not even 20 minutes into this project, and it already is looking exactly how we want it to. So we've single crocheted back around. We're going to slip stitch to join. We have one more round with decreases, and then we'll be done with the decreases. We can see here what kind of shape it's making. We need to bring this in just a little more before we work up the ankle portion. So one more round, 12, we're going to single crochet again in the first 10 stitches. So just regular single crochet in the first 10. Before we work a couple of single crochet decreases right back to back here at the toe portion, just to bring things in a little bit more snug around the ankle area before we work vertically. So now we've worked our first 10, we're ready to do just 2 single crochet decreases back to back. So there's 1, and then decrease in the next 2. So there's our second decrease, and now we're ready to just single crochet all the way back around the other side of the shoe. It might be getting a little bit awkward to work this project. You kind of have to hold the shoe with your left hand while you work your stitches, which can be a little bit awkward at first, but just hold the fabric as normally as you can. So single crocheting all the way back around, we're going to slip stitch to join. And now we've just worked 13 through 16. So all that 13 through 16 are is a single crochet in each stitch all the way around, and of course slip stitching to join at the end of each round. So that's 13, 14, 15, and 16 are all just one single crochet in each round, nothing complicated, and we're ready for round 17. Now chain up 1 and 2, and then we're going to double crochet in each stitch around. So a little bit different. Go ahead and double crochet. We are now to the point of where we're going to be folding over this bootie. If you notice in the beginning of the video or in the thumbnail photo, this bootie is folded over, so there is a cuff on the top, and there's some post double crochets that we'll be working in a moment. But in order to get that piece to fold over, we need a little bit of a looser stitch, and the double crochet is perfect for that. So it's also an easy identifier if they come unrolled, where to roll them back over, and it kind of sits nicely. So again, round 17, just double crochet in each stitch all the way around, working nice and evenly. No increases or decreases here, nothing fancy, just a double crochet in each around. Of course, we'll slip stitch to join at the end of this round. And we will fold over when everything is all said and done, so we're going to work the entire rest of the shoe before folding over. So don't fold over at this point, or it'll mess up the rest of the shoe. Just a few more rounds to go here. So once we finish double crocheting, we're going to slip stitch to join. And now for round 18, go ahead and chain up 2. We can see here how the double crochets look different from the single crochets, and we can see here how easily it'll fold over. Again, we're just going to keep working with it as is. So chain up 2, and we're going to start by double crocheting in the first stitch, so the very first stitch, double crochet, and then in the next stitch we're going to back post double crochet. So what that looks like is we're going to work around the post of the stitch. So yarn over, and from the back insert your hook around the post of the stitch. Don't go in the top of the stitch as you normally would. You can see here how this looks, working around the post of the stitch, so that kind of bar that you see making up the double crochet. Yarn over and pull through. Make sure you have plenty of slack, loose tension here. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and that is a back post double crochet. If you need to watch that again, please feel free to rewind as many times as you need. This is how it should look from the front and the back. Now going ahead and moving on, in the next stitch we're just going to work a double crochet, regular old double crochet in the top of the stitch, and then once again we're going to back post double crochet. So we're just alternating here all the way around. Double, back post, and double. You can tell which stitches are the back post because it'll kind of stick out here on the back of the fabric. So here we're going to do another back post double crochet, working in and around the post of the stitch, having plenty of loose tension, and finishing off the double crochet as usual. And regular double crochet in the next, and back post double crochet in the next. Make sure that you are having the same number of stitches in this round as in the round below. Make sure you're not working any extra or skipping any stitches on accident. You can see here that I'm working in the very next stitch. Sometimes it can get a little confusing if you're not used to working front or back post stitches. You can get kind of mixed up and accidentally be working your post stitch on the same stitch that you've worked your double crochet, and that's because with a regular double crochet you're working into the top of the stitch, and then for the back post you're working in a different part of the stitch. So sometimes because one part or the other of the stitch is unworked, you can think that that's the next stitch in the round, when really it's not. So make sure that once you finish this round, round 18, you do have the same number of stitches, 22, as you did in round 17. So make sure to double check your work there if this bit is a little bit off. You can see how the shape should be looking, how those stitches are looking, and then on the inside of the shoe, you can see here that it's forming these ridges, and it's creating a really pretty detail. You are more than welcome to skip this part if back post double crochets are really freaking you out and you're really overwhelmed at this point. Don't worry, just work regular double crochets for 18 and 19 and your shoe will still come out super cute, I promise. But if you'd like a more advanced kind of ribbing on the top of the shoe, also to match the Parker newborn hat that's also on my channel a few videos back, go ahead and try out this back post double crochet. It's really fun and creates a really neat look. So now the last stitch we've worked is a back post double crochet. We're going to go ahead and slip stitch to join in the first stitch of the round, and we're going to chain up 2. Now we're going to repeat round 18, so exactly the same thing you did, regular double crochet in the first stitch, and then we're going to back post double crochet around the next. So this same stitch that was a back post in the row below, we're going to back post right on top of it. So you can see here how this is looking from the inside. It's creating one long raised stitch basically that's going to create a really nice ribbing once we fold it over. Regular double crochet and back post double crochet. Again, repeat that all the way around. Should have the same number of stitches, 22 and round 19 as well. If you have more or less, make sure to go back and check your work, as I said, or just work regular double crochets if all of this is really freaking you out. I totally understand. When I was a new crocheter, I could not even get my head around what a front or back post double crochet was. It was way beyond me. So don't feel discouraged. Don't be worried if all of this is way overwhelming and confusing. Please don't give up on your booties. You've come so far. Just go ahead and work regular double crochets and they'll be super cute. Don't worry. So coming here around the front of the shoe, we can see how this should be looking. You can see these little raised areas on the inside and outside. Once we've finished round 19, we're going to, of course, slip stitch to join. We're going to chain up 1. And now for round 20, our last round, we're just going to single crochet in each stitch around. This is just going to kind of give a nice finished edge to the bottom of this folded over ribbing on the top of the shoe. Just a nice professional clean finish. Single crochet on the top of each stitch. Make sure you're working on the tops of those back post double crochets. Sometimes they can, because they look a little bit different than what you may be used to, it can kind of trip you up, but don't worry about it too much. Just single crochet in each. Again, 22 stitches here, just like the last few rounds. And this is the last round, so once we've single crocheted all the way around, we're going to slip stitch to join. We can finish off and weave in those ends, and now we just need to make the second bootie, and everything will be good to go. On the second bootie, don't worry too much if your booties come out and differ in size by just a tiny margin. You're not going to be able to ever crochet 2 things exactly identical with exactly identical tension. Even my booties come out with like a barely noticeable slight difference, and it drives me nuts, but no one else ever notices, so don't let that get to you. It's totally normal. So go ahead and snip that end, yarn over and pull all the way out to finish off. Now we can just weave in that end, and now is the moment of truth. We are going to fold over this cuff and check out that super cute ribbing. We can see here what the shape of the shoe is looking like. Because it's flat and it's not on a baby's foot, obviously it's going to kind of collapse and not hold its shape. If you would like for it to hold its shape for photos or something like that, you can stuff it with a little tissue or newspaper. I put a little polyfill stuffing in there for my purposes as photography. So you can see here how the finished bootie looks. This would make a great gift along with the Parker newborn hat for a baby shower, a new mom, or you could even make these in a slightly larger size for growing infants. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Make sure to check out the Parker newborn hat linked in the description box below a few videos back on my channel. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already for more fun, crafty crochet tutorials, and like this video if you'd like to see more like it.